Last week, I did something I've never done before. I took a multi-day trip on an airplane taking only a personal item. Everything I took with me was packed into a personal item. I didn't know if that was even possible. And yes, there were certain circumstances that have to be met in order to make that possible, but it wasn't that bad. Let's get into it. Hey, welcome back to the channel. This channel gets into all the tools that I use as a creative professional to get my job done. Flying is a big part of my job. In this video, I want to explain how I got away with taking just a personal item on a recent flight. So here's what happened. I had a last second flight. I wanted it to be as cheap as possible. I took an airline called Frontier. And Frontier is one of those airlines that charges you a little bit for the ticket, but then a lot of it for everything else. And they charge a lot for a carry-on. And I decided, can I get away with not taking a carry-on? And I decided to check out the personal item size limit. And I did that. So the Frontier personal item size limit is 14 inches tall, 18 inches wide, and 8 inches long. They have a compartment that they make you stick the bag in before you get on the plane. And if you decided not to buy a carry-on in advance, well, it's a lot more expensive when you're at the gate. When I was doing it, they said it was $100. So $100 if your bag doesn't fit inside their little box. And that's an expensive upgrade. So I was determined to keep all my stuff inside of that limit. And so I went through my bag collection. I said, which bags do I have that are small enough to meet that need, but still usable to carry around? And I found my old standby. This is one of my favorite bags that I've ever reviewed. You can see the full review up there. This is from Tenba. This is the DNA Messenger 15 Slim version. This is not the newest version of this bag. They have come out with a new version since I did my review, and I haven't purchased it yet. I'm very happy with this bag. It's a camera bag, but I took out the camera inserts, the padded dividers. I took all those out and I used it just like a Messenger. And it meets the requirements pretty much exactly. It's a little shorter on each dimension, and therefore I knew it would fit into the box pretty easily. I like to carry a hat. So one of the tricks I use is to wear the items. I wore my hat. That way it's not on the bag or in the bag or whatever. The other thing I did is I wore my jacket. I didn't even need a jacket when I was in Florida, but it was January. I didn't know what the weather was exactly going to do. So I decided to go ahead and wear a jacket. I also wore a button-up shirt on. So I had a t-shirt on, a button-up shirt, and a jacket. That's what I was wearing when I went through. The way that I hook my hat onto the bag and the way that I like to travel with my bag, any bag really, is I have a hero clip. And a lot of times what I'm hooking on here is a water bottle or a hat or something like that. And the hero clip is just a little more than a basic carabiner because it opens up and twists, and now you got 2 points to hook. You can hook this onto the edge of something. You can hook this onto all sorts of things. And so what it's useful for is, let's say you're at the airport and you have to use the restroom, number 2, and you don't want to set your bag on the floor in the bathroom. You also don't want to set it outside the stall in the what do you do with your bag at that point? You don't want to set it on the floor. So you hang this on the stall itself, and your bag is just hanging on the door, safe from all the stuff that's on the floor in the bathroom. You know what I'm talking about. So hero clip, very useful. Link in the description. Obviously, you got to pack light. This was a trip that I could pack light. I expected to be gone anywhere from 2 days to 4 days. So I knew I didn't need to take all that much with me. I was wearing a button-up. I was wearing a t-shirt. I was wearing jeans. I was wearing tennis shoes. The tennis shoes were the only shoes I took. I got away with not needing another pair. And the rest of it fit in here. Let's open this up and see what I got in here. Real quick, this is one of the bigger items in the bag. This is the Bellroy Tech Kit. I'm going to be doing a review on this pretty soon. I actually didn't think much of it at first, but once I used it, I kind of liked it. So I'm going to be doing this in a roundup video of several other tech pouches. I've got about 8 or 9 or so, maybe 10 tech pouches to review. That video is in the works. It's coming soon. But in here, I just have all of my wires and cables and whatnot. Just, you know, being a digital creator, I need all the things to keep me going. Headphones, charging. I got a big, gigantic battery. This is pretty awesome. The Anchor power battery, so it can charge a laptop. It can charge your phone a lot of times, or the iPad. So I'd like that. And then all the rest of the stuff. This is pretty cool. This is the Anchor 3-in-1 wall charger. You flip that out. It can charge an iPad, it can charge an iPhone, and it can charge a laptop, all with just this little device. And it's a heck of a lot smaller than the ones that come with the Apple devices. So I like that. Very nice device. And otherwise, just dongles and whatnot, all nicely tucked into this organized little tech pouch. So that's all my digital stuff. All of my clothes in a small packing cube, so a medium-sized packing cube. I think this is a small. This is a Peak Design packing cube. It's actually a compression cube, and it has a extra pocket here for you to be able to move your dirty clothes into there. And I really like these Peak Design packing cubes. They're super lightweight. They compress and they expand. So you've got, obviously, you know, you put your stuff in there and then you zip it up and it compresses it down. It helps you get it down to size where it will actually fit in there. Okay, so that's one of the other tricks I had, is the compression packing cube to help keep all the stuff. Now, what I had in here, I had 4 t-shirts, 4 pairs of socks, and 4 underwear. And that's all I really needed. I didn't worry about changing pants because I was wearing jeans every day. You don't need to wash jeans very often. I was wearing the same shoes, and anytime I needed to dress up a little bit, I put the button up on. Now, the button up is not getting dirty because I'm not doing things that require it to get dirty, and I have an undershirt on, so the undershirts is what gets changed, and it doesn't absorb the smell. So the undershirt protects the outer shirt from the things, right? So minimizing how much you need. Then my DOP kit, I shrunk the DOP kit down as much as I could get it into this Mystery Ranch spiff kit. This is the small spiff kit. And I just want to give a shout out real quick to huckberry.com. They sent me this Bellroy tech kit and the Mystery Ranch spiff kit so I could do reviews on them. And those reviews are coming, but part of my testing is to take this stuff with me and take it on the road and use it. So that's what I was doing. I was testing these items out, and they worked great. Inside of the Mystery Ranch spiff kit is just something like, you know, little pockets, and you put stuff in there. This works well as a first aid kit, or I'm going to look at it as a tech kit as well. So here's literally the 3 things: DOP kit, tech kit, clothes kit, right? And then a few random other elements. I had an iPad. I didn't take a laptop. I wish I had taken a laptop because I ended up being there for 5 days. And I missed out on getting some actual work done because there's things I can't do on an iPad. It annoys me. So I wish I had taken a laptop. And in the back of here, this is a cool bag. I have the notebook. Brainstorming, writing things down, doing all the things. On the sides of these nice water bottle holders, I ended up buying a water bottle in the airport because I didn't want to risk the water bottle being the thing that's too big, and I didn't want to have to abandon it. So I just bought a water bottle, plastic water bottle, in the airport. And then I had a few snacks in here, in the side pocket. Still got one in there. So that is all that I took with me. And that little setup, hopefully, maybe it helps you as you pack and as you try and figure out how you're going to save money trying to fly with a low-cost airline. If you can take less stuff and be smart about how you pack it, you can get your stuff into a personal item size, and just travel with less stuff. Now, if you have kids, or you have a bunch of changes of clothes that you got to do, or you're there for an activity, if you're trying to go snowboarding or whatever, you're not going to be able to do it. There's just no possible way. But if you're going somewhere where the weather's nice, you're not having to dress up with a tuxedo or a business suit or all these things, you can probably get away with putting a few smart items in your small bag and not have to check a bag, not have to have a carry-on that's charging you extra money, not have to fight for overhead space. Just slide this thing under your seat and you're good to go. You know, I don't know if this video helped anybody, but I just thought, you know what? I wanted to make it, so I did. Hope you enjoyed watching. I'll catch you guys on the next one.